What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and this is your Derek Brunson versus Dricus Du Plessis breakdown. I cannot wait for this fight. I feel like this fight is kind of like falling under the radar. Brunson returns. Come on, man. How you guys not hyped for this? But yeah, this is a good fight in the middleweight division. We're going to find out if Dricus Du Plessis is the truth. We're going to find out who is the real father of Darren Till, because both their dads are going at it. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes. But man, a lot of question marks in this fight. I feel like, is Dricus Du Plessis a fraud, and is Derek Brunson at the end of his rope? You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is a tough fight for both guys. I think this is a big jump up for Dricus Du Plessis from going from Darren Till to Derek Brunson. Derek Brunson has been known as that guy that you have to be either a title challenger or a legitimate top 5 guy or a champion in the middleweight division to beat him. And if you beat Derek Brunson, you are a legitimate top 5 guy. It is that. So that's what makes this fight fucking phenomenal. And this is Dricus Du Plessis' an opportunity to prove that. But I feel like Derek Brunson is going into this fight more motivated. I've seen him look skinnier, actually. He made a big deal that he's doing way more running for this training camp, and he said for the Jared Cannonier fight, he didn't run. His cardio was just bad, and he didn't do any of that stuff. And it really looks like he's going to be putting his all into this camp. And it just feels like, I could be wrong. I know Derek says he has one more run left in him, but like, it just feels like this is the retirement fight. This just feels like Derek's retirement fight. And I feel like win or lose, I think Derek retires after this. As much as I love Derek, 39 years old in this middleweight division is just not a good look. And I don't know if he can still compete with these guys. I just don't. It's going to be tough for him. And, you know, even when he was on his win streak, those were tough fights for him, you know? And it wasn't like he was winning in spectacular fashion. He kind of got hurt. So, you know, I think this is the retirement fight for Derek, and hopefully he gets the dub. You guys know I'm a big Brunson believer, and Brunson all the way. One of the greatest runs in middleweight division, and it was awesome while it lasted. But yeah, it is what it is. But let's talk about the matchup. So let's look at the stats. When we look at this matchup, let's look at the rankings. Derek Brunson is ranked number 5, and Dricus Du Plessis is ranked number 10. So that's a good little 5 number 10 kind of dynamic there. Derek Brunson comes with a record of 23-8. Is fighting out of Florida, age 39, height of 6'1", and a reach of 77.0. Dricus Du Plessis is 18-2, great record. Is fighting out of South Africa, age 29, a height of 6'1", and a reach of 76. So Derek will have the reach advantage going to this matchup, not by a lot, and they're basically the same size. I would say Dricus is more like wider, and Derek is more, if you notice, he looks a lot more leaner going into this matchup. And then obviously the age, right? They're 10 years apart. Derek is getting up there. He's technically past his prime, but he just recently had probably one of the best runs of his career. So it's going to be interesting. But Dricus Du Plessis' run through the UFC has been interesting. I've kind of called him a fraud. I like the guy a lot. Don't get it twisted. And I think he's a fun fighter to watch, but he just doesn't look technically sound. And even his wrestling, it's good. His grappling's good, but I just don't like how in transition his striking to wrestling is just sloppy. Like, I just don't like it. His strikes to his wrestling are just not good. And it's just something that, I don't know. It just seems like he's very, as much as I like him and he looks the part, he just comes off as mid. I don't know if you guys get that same feeling, but he comes off as mid to me. Obviously, he had his fight with Marcus Perez where he got the left hook, and even in that fight, he just looked bad and sloppy. Against Trevin Giles, he got the knockout in the second round. Trevin Giles was winning that fight before he got knocked out. That's another thing. Then he had his fight with Brad Tavares where his sloppiness kind of saved him. Sorry for the interruption, y'all. Just a little phone has been tripping lately. But But yeah, so against Brad Tavares, I was like, wow, he's not looking too good. But in that first round, I thought he lost. But his sloppiness and his, I don't know, it's weird. Like his ability to persevere through his untechnical striking is amazing. If you know what I'm saying, like his ability to continuously throw sloppy shots and not get countered is interesting. He has good cardio to do that, and he throws with everything. You know, he throws with so much wind up, and it seems like there's no kind of detractor from it. But my issue is that there's just so many counters I can see coming off of those sloppy crosses where he overextends himself, and I could just see someone stepping out the way and throwing a pullback counter. And we saw that in the Darren Till fight. Darren Till kind of exposed him, but at the same time, he ended up beating Darren Till, and it was impressive. I give him his credit where credit is due. And his wrestling looked really good here. It's probably the best showcase of his wrestling in the UFC. He did what he had to do, but Darren, again, showed the defaults to his game and was able to counter him a lot. And I thought if Darren had any semblance of fucking takedown defense, he would have won that fight. But obviously he got the rear naked choke in the third round, so good on him. Kind of almost like Derek Brunson. Now Derek's run, I mean, Derek has been a who's of the division, right? He's fought everyone. Like who hasn't Derek Brunson fought? You know what I'm saying? I could go down the list, man. The guy has fought fucking Jacare Souza and fucking Strikeforce, Yoel Romero, Lorenz Larkin, Ed Herman, Sam Alvey, fucking Uriah Hall, Robert Whitaker, Anderson Silva, Lyoto Machida, Jacare again, fought Adesanya, and then in his most recent run, he beat Elias Theodore, Ian Heinisch, Edmund Shabazian, Kevin Holland, and then Darren Till. And then obviously he's coming off that loss to Jared Cannonier. And with Derek, he looked phenomenal against Edmund, but against Ian Heinisch, Kevin Holland, and Darren Till, he got hurt. And that's my thing with Derek. Even though he's winning some of these fights, he is getting hurt, and eventually that's going to add up, and he's getting older. So how long can he really pull this, I'll get hurt, shoot for a takedown, and then hope you get tired kind of game plan? And it could work. It could. I'm not saying it can't. But my thing is that with this matchup against Dricus Du Plessis, he's going to have to be in the best shape of his life, because they fucking killed him in the Cannonier fight. Because he hurt Cannonier, he took Cannonier, took Cannonier down multiple times. He had so many opportunities to win that fight, but it was his cardio that failed him, and Cannonier just ended up breaking him in the second round and with vicious elbows. And Dricus Du Plessis can do that. But both guys to me have suspect cardio. But I could see there is a legitimate effort from Derek Brunson to improve that cardio, which every fighter should have that kind of intent, right? But I just feel like Derek is coming into this fight with that last dance mentality, that last hurrah mentality of, I'm going to show this kid that this kid isn't on my level. And I think Derek can hurt him on the feet. And I think Derek, it's going to be tough for Derek to get takedowns, but I think Derek can wear on him like how he did against Ian Heinisch and work for takedowns eventually and then break him. And then I think Derek, if fucking Dricus decides to shoot, I think Derek will sprawl like a motherfucker and break fucking Dricus's face on the ground with his hips. You know what I'm saying? So I think Derek can win this fight. I'm rocking with Derek by third round ground and pound finish. I think Derek's just relentless wrestling pressure is going to be good enough. His strength is going to be good enough. And I think he comes with an improved cardio base for this fight. I just think Dricus, he leaves way too many openings on the feet. Not saying Derek is some fucking magician on the feet. I'm not going to say that. But when this fight hits the mat, which I think it could, I think Derek can really outwork Dricus and break him down slowly. It's going to be a tough fight. I think it's going to be competitive. I'm not saying Dricus is going to go out there and get smoked, but I think Derek can win this fight. I'm rocking with Blonde Brunson, baby. Blonde Brunson all the fucking way. We are Team Derek, baby. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Love y'all and goodbye. Go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing.